Hey guys, welcome back to Little Z Farm. I know why you're here. Last night you had a dream about ducks and you woke up and you thought, do ducks have teeth? So you furiously searched for this question and it landed you here. And the good news is I'm gonna give you the answer to the best of my ability. My husband and I, we have 40 acres north of Kansas City, Missouri, where we are raising chickens and ducks for eggs, and also chickens and ducks eventually for meat as well, and kind of growing out our little farm here to be a little bit more self-sustainable and to basically just grow our own food and a lot of different things, but that's not why you're here. Hi! This is one of our golden... So let's get to the main topic, the ducks. In our 5 years of raising ducks, we've had all different types of breeds. And the main purpose for our ducks here is eggs. We started with pekin ducks, and I have to admit that they're probably one of my most favorite breeds of ducks to have here on the farm. They're a dual-purpose bird, and you're probably familiar with a pekin duck because that's probably what you'd eat. But the pekin ducks also are great egg layers, and they're pretty docile and fun to be around. A little bit, and I mean a little bit, less skittish than some of our other breeds that we have here, but really I think ducks are just kind of skittish by nature. We currently have about 20 ducks on the farm, and a lot of the ducks are just getting to the age where we can tell if they are female or males, and that will kind of determine what role they're gonna play on the farm for us. But the thing is, when I was starting out with ducks, I knew nothing about ducks. You're looking at a person here who spent most of my life terrified of birds. Like next level scared. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, but I'm not gonna go into those events today. I'll save that for a different video. I overcame those fears through a lot of research and a lot of just hands-on experience. And while I was doing that, I had to Google a lot. I am a master Googler. Sign me up. Is that a job? And so today I want to answer some of the questions that I was longing to know about ducks. And maybe you have no intention of ever owning a duck, but this stuff is still pretty interesting, you gotta admit. So I'm gonna start with the physicality of a duck. And the first question I'm gonna answer for you is, do ducks have ears? So ducks do not have ears in the traditional sense. Mouse here is not gonna have somewhere where she can put her glasses on that they can nicely rest on. But her ears are actually a little more internal. They're like funnels. You can even tell really from the naked eye. You can see kind of where the feathers are kind of covering up a small indent straight back from the eye. And there are feathers that are protecting the ear to not only block out wind, but also protecting it from the elements so that she doesn't get anything in there. You're a pretty duck, aren't you, sweet girl? And of course, ducks can hear. So Mouse here can hear me coming, especially in the morning and evening when they know I have food. Even if they're locked up in their house, she knows I'm coming. And they start squawking and quacking and just going nuts because they know that we are on our way with the food. I call this girl Mouse because she kind of squeaks. Yeah, a little squeaky. Okay, if you've ever Googled, do ducks have teeth? You've probably seen those really scary images of ducks with those razor sharp teeth that look like they could kill you in an instant. Like just completely gut you with their bills. He's seen it. Anyway, you see these scary teeth, or at least that's what you think you're seeing. That's it. If I come into contact with a duck, I'm over. But the thing is, ducks don't have teeth in the traditional sense. They have something called lamellae. Lamellae? Lamellae? I can't say it, but I can spell it. It's actually lamellae, I think. And it is this kind of like bony structure that look like little serrated teeth, but it's not actual teeth because ducks don't chew in the traditional sense that we think they might. In the bills is the lamellae, which is filtering what's going into their bills. So when they scoop something up, they're filtering out the dirt and mud and the sand and the things that they don't need so that they can swallow their food, basically whole. Yes, the lamellae can soften something and it can make it a little bit more prepared to go down the gullet, but they're not teeth. They're not chewing, and when you see them do that kind of chewing motion, I don't know why I just did that with my head. When you see them do that chewing motion or flipping their heads, they're preparing that food to go down the pipe. And yeah, it doesn't feel good to get chomped on by a duck. That chomping can hurt and it can break the skin. It's never broken the skin here though. They use their bill, the tip of that bill, think of it as like the tip of your fingertip. That's how they're sensing things and determining what goes into their bill, which if you have ducks, you know that it's pretty much anything. They're using their bills and their God-given filtering system to get things where they need to go. And they will use those bills and brute force to get at you if you're coming after their girls or their flock. Heard that. I heard that. They agree. But it's not really teeth, and it's not going to have the same effect as, like, say, I bit you. That got weird. Some other mammal bit you, you know, that is built to be carnivorous and live off of the flesh. It's just getting weirder. Hey! This is one of our golden. And they use these bills for foraging. Let's see, show them your bills. This little feature inside of their bill also helps them secure their food. So while they like berries and nuts and bugs, all the bugs. You know, in the wild, a duck could also secure a fish or a small lizard or a frog. And it helps them secure that so that they can get it down the hatch. Another question I've been asked is, why don't your ducks fly south for the winter? Totally valid question. I once read that a duck can fly up to 60 miles an hour and cover over 800 miles in an 8-hour period. That is nuts. So about my ducks. Kramer? Do you want to head south for some warmer weather? Oh yeah, Kramer can't fly. Actually, only one of the ducks that we have here might be able to fly, and that's Maurice, our runner duck. Ironic. Runner, flyer. Frankly, all the other ducks that we have are just too heavy to fly. And that is true for most domestic ducks. So ducks that you're raising on the farm for eggs and for meat, basically the flying gene has been bred out of them. Now that's not to say that's the truth for every single duck you might see on a farm. We had 5 mallards a few years ago. They flew off. I didn't know they would do that. And they didn't come back. Apparently Google did not give me enough information that time. So that's a smaller duck. The runner ducks, they're a smaller breed, and they could probably take flight. But take, for instance, our pecan ducks here, who are of good, sound body and size for what they are, but they're frankly just too large to take off. That being said, these ducks can fly. Not fly, I already explained that. But I mean book it. Like these ducks, once they get their wings flapping, if there is something that they want and that they're after, or that they're getting away from, they will use their wings and flap and get just a little bit off the ground to where they're basically running through air. And they're fast. I'm always alarmed by how fast they are, especially when it's breakfast or dinner. It doesn't hurt these ducks to not be able to fly, but they're not going to be heading south for winter. They're pretty happy right here. Which leads me to the final question that I want to answer about ducks today. Don't your ducks get cold? Here's the thing. Ducks are incredibly cold hardy. You know, like those down blankets and down coats? Picture the duck wearing one of those permanently, like it's attached to his body. Ducks are incredibly cold tolerant. During the winter, you can find our ducks outside enjoying the beautiful weather. Snow, ice, freezing rain, all the good stuff. We keep their house nice and toasty by filling it with straw, and we use the deep litter method, which is also an effective way of heating their space. What's happening is that duck poop is breaking down with the straw. It's composting, and it's emitting heat as it does that. And this space is small enough that it actually has an effect on it. So they have a nice clean layer of straw on top, and then that composting happening underneath that is giving off that extra heat. They've done gone mad. Their house is ventilated, but it's completely protected from the elements and the wind. And really, that's what you're trying to do when you have ducks on your farm. One time, I read that ducks can freeze to the ground, and it caused me a lot of panic. Like, it literally scarred me for life. But I think that's unlikely, because even with this nice, warm house for them to go to, you can usually catch them outside. How about that? Hi, sweet boy. I hope this was the video of your dreams. Or minimally, I hope you learned something. I will end this video by saying I'm not a vet, I'm not a scientist, and I don't study animals for a living. I've just lived with ducks for a while now, and I've gotten to know them a little bit. and I've done a lot of Googling and a lot of question asking and a lot of interacting with other people who have had ducks. I'd love to do more videos like this in the future. There's so much to know about ducks and chickens and goats and all the other animals that we have on our farm. If you're interested in more, let me know in the comments below and I would be happy to oblige. For now, happy Googling. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.